Okay, I really want women to stop making sacrifices for men who don't even think you're dating. Really, you're doing too much. So this is my column of a column. The what the hell, Mel? Or go to Mel, or what are the other ones? There's so many good suggestions. But anyway, we're going to go over a column about the many ways in which women are just doing too much. That if there's one thing that we are doing that is enabling this hellhole to keep getting hotter, it's doing too much. Too much. All the time. All the time. Sacrificing, chasing, making things easy, doing. Stop. Stop. The more you do, the less he'll respect you. Hey! Okay, so before I get into it, follow my Patreon if you want to see updates about my work. If you want to go and come to my lives, I've got 2 already booked in July that are amazing. No, 1 in June, 1 in July, and I'm going to announce those very soon, like who my special guests are. You want to see France stuff, healing stuff, dating stuff, more personal stuff, go over there. Just check it out. Okay, this is from Dear Wendy. Should I have a long distance relationship? No. We could finish there, y'all. You know how I feel about long distance relationships. Rarely do I see them work out well for women. Because you're going to sacrifice everything and leave your job, your community, your country, your language, your culture, literally everything happens all the time for him, and then you're stuck in his little kingdom with him on his throne as the ultimate king maybe, and now you're going to be screwed. Or if he follows you, he's going to sit on the couch and not make effort to have friends and depend on you, and you will then become his mommy, as if you weren't already set up for that. Okay, so no. Occasionally it works out well, but don't leap and the net will appear with men. They are the sharks off over that cliff, and the crocodiles like Peter Pan, and there ain't a net. The net is called patriarchy, and it's invisible when it's catching women, or it doesn't exist. It goes poof. Anyway, tired of that metaphor. Okay, or MOA. I didn't even know what that means. I had to Google it. Move on already. That's what that means. I'm 29 and I've been with my boyfriend for about 8 months. And he is absolutely amazing. Uh-oh. Let me tell you something that happens at women at 29 and then 35 and then 39. 37, 38, 39. This. You don't have any idea how many women get in relationships with terrible men because they see 30 coming, 35 coming, or 40 coming. And then they have a baby with these losers, and then they have to pay child support or all this crap because the losers don't even make much money. And then you realize they suck. So when you don't stay with them, they take you to court, and now they have access to you and your money and this child. I'm telling you, this is such a, just be careful. My content is not just for younger women who are new at dating and or whatever. My content, this stuff happens when you're older, in your 50s, 40, 45, 50, this is when all of the men come and try to turn you into a hospice wife. Don't be that either. So my guess is that 29 is what's behind this. Every day in these Facebook groups, I see a woman who wants to move to France because she met some dude and he just talk. Oh, he's just so romantic. I think I'll move to France. I'm almost 30. I'm almost 35. And I'm like, don't do it. Not only are we perfect fit for each other, you are way too excited about this dude. But he always encourages me to do what's best for me, even if that's an inconvenience for him. Such a rare quality that not sure I'd easily find again! Exclamation point. What do you mean by that? Sometimes it's not even what they say, it's what they don't say. Because someone can say, he always encourages me to do what's best for me. Like, do my own thing all weekend and only hang out with me on a Wednesday night after 11 p.m. That's what he's thinking of me. Maybe it's that he supports her career and he supports her studies and he, wants her to do, or maybe he just doesn't want to hang out with you, and hides that behind, yeah, maybe you should stay home all weekend and study because that's best for you because I'm actually dating 4 other women. Or, you know what I mean? Like that. Be careful if you hear yourself saying perfect, 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 absolutely amazing, or any of these other words. You have some delusion colored glasses on and you are missing something because nothing is perfect. I'm not saying that you can't be excited about somebody, but please do not go. After 8 months, there should be something that's not perfect. And if she doesn't see any red flags, it's because she's choosing not to see them, or he is real good at keeping a mask on. I can see myself marrying him and picking out dresses already at some point in the future, and I have no doubts that he would be a very considerate husband and awesome father. You know who else says that? All these married single moms. Look, I'm not saying that you can't vet. I'm not saying that there's not red flags. That's why I do my content, is to help you look for red flags. Selfishness, inconsideration, entitlement. That is what you are looking for. Now, every dude I've ever met has some level of entitlement because you can't be raised in patriarchy without it. The same thing as a white person. Of course, I have all kinds of entitlements that was taught to me that I have to question and let go of and challenge within myself. So if I know that sexism, I know that I am so misogynistic. If I'm misogynistic, I promise you men are misogynistic. So just because you have 8 months with this dude that seems perfect like his head, that doesn't mean he's going to be a very considerate husband and awesome father. No, most women do not have kids with a man that they're like, he's going to suck as a father. Do you have any idea how many stories I've heard of women who had a great marriage and really loved their marriage, and then as soon as the kids came, that's when he was like, Kids change a relationship, especially if a man is like, I don't want to do this. You do all this. So many men do not want to be fathers. They want the social capital of being dads. They want credit for being dads. They want their little legacy. They want a little mini me, but they don't want a parent. He may want to be a father, but does he want to father the verb parent? Let's even take father out of that, because like men don't even know what that means at this point. Does he want to parent, change diapers, fix their food, bathe them, read them books when they insist on one more, and bedtime takes 3 hours? Do they want to do that? If they don't want to do that, they're not going to be an awesome father and considerate husband. Please do not marry fantasies. Even though he's such a great guy and I do want to be with him, I'm having doubts about the actual logistics of this relationship working out long term. Okay, so I read this really quickly, so that's why I'm kind of reading this live for anyone who's new here. I remember my initial takeaway from speed reading this, but I am going to discover along with you. I forget what these logistics are. I'm moving away to a small town in a different state to continue my education. Okay, so I'm guessing you're in grad school or something. And he is moving away for work to a small town in a different state. Okay, so you are continuing your education. My guess is that if he's going for a job, so you're already going to probably be in a different income bracket, possibly, when you get out of this continuing education. He's moving to a small town in a different state. I want to know how far away this is, by the way. Don't just say it give me mileage. So considering that I won't have the funds needed to fly, okay, so it's far, it's not drive, fly from my small town to his town, small town, okay. I will have to travel for 3 hours to a large nearby airport. Fly for 3 hours, okay, this dude's moving far. And then travel another 2 hours from the airport to his place. Jesus! Okay, this sound, when I lived in Taos, New Mexico, the airport, the Albuquerque airport was like 3 hours. So going from Taos, let's see, what's 3 hours away? That might be Nashville. Yeah, that's 7 hours. And then, hey, God, y'all, okay, just seriously. Because I've done this before, not for a relationship. That's like me living in Taos, New Mexico and going to like Chattanooga or something. So I took 3 hours in a car. You got to park your car. You got to airport parking. That's expensive. The flight's expensive. The gas expensive. The airport parking expensive. And then 3 hours on a plane. So that means you're going far, like maybe Nashville. And then 2 hours in a car. What is that? A rental car? Are you renting a car? Let's say that's a rental car. For what? That's 8 hours of travel, not including getting there 2 hours before. So that's 10. Plus parking in the airport, the shuttle from the parking spots, blah, 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 like this, and then waiting in line at the car. Like, this is an entire day of travel. For what? To go visit on the weekend? Well, there goes your Saturday. You're going to hang out. Like, what? And that's not even the biggest issue with this problem. Because why are you doing all this? Why are you doing all this? Well, why isn't he coming to you? This is my big red flag right here. She is ready to do all of this. For her perfect man, that's 8 hours of travel each way for me. That's not 8 hours. I just did the math. That's 10 minimum, but more like 12 when you include waiting in line for all this crap. Furthermore, once he's finished with work, he's free to do whatever he pleases. Okay. However, once I'm finished with class, I have books to read, problems set to solve, and papers to write, all of which I can do while traveling, of course, but still highly inconvenient. Oh my God. Why are you traveling to him? She is already, see, this is what women do. We problem solve. This is one of the things I really wish every man who follows me, which you are few, there are very few of you, and those who do follow me, as if you're cishet men or just raised as men, please understand that whatever problem you have, if you are dating a woman, she has figured it out 2 weeks ago. Women are problem solvers. Now, I've been in, but we are forced to do, look at all that she's doing. She's already figuring all that, she's already got it all figured out. Okay, I'm going to study for my exams while I'm on the plane. And then maybe, while I'm in the airport, while I have Wi-Fi and I can plug in my computer, I can write my my paper. This is the overthinking mind, okay? It's a great adaptive survival mechanism. But just because we know how to do this and we're very good at doing this and we're very good at revolving our lives around men and just making everything so easy and convenient for them doesn't mean we should be doing that just because we can and we're good at it. Little rotisserie chicken back there is rolling. Also, since I'm a student, I'll already have to be cutting costs in all other areas of my life, giving up some student activities and opportunities so that I can get more work done during the week, and we can spend time together in addition to spending the last of my late 20s and early 30s traveling for a long distance relationship. Okay. This woman knows what she should do. MOA, move on already. She knows it. That she would not write all of this if her intuition didn't know this. She's writing into Wendy, so that Wendy will say, you know what, that's a lot. Are you sure you want to do that? That's what I'm telling you. I really, I will never be a dating coach. But one thing I really enjoy doing is helping women get in touch with their intuition, right? That quiet knowing in you. And find people who hold a microphone to that and not a microphone to your trauma responses and your fear of being a cat lady and your fear of some theoretical table, some wall. Those don't exist. Or feeling left out because you've gone to one too many baby showers, one too many weddings, and you're just like, what's wrong with me? Every time you go to one of those, find friends and community who do not amplify that voice of like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I have this? Better hurry up and force a solution, make it happen. And instead, Get someone to hold a microphone to this voice right here that just tapped all these paragraphs, because there's more. I'm only halfway through. It knows this is insane. You know it. You can spend your late 20s and early 30s working so hard at your education and all your spare time in a new town where you won't have any friends because you're gone all the time visiting this loser. You know this is a bad idea. You know it. You know it. Find people that will be like, that sounds like you're doing too much. Because she knows it. We will have to do this for 2 to 3. That's a long time. How often are you going to see each other? If you want to maintain a long distance relationship, you probably have to see each other once every month or 2. That's so much money. And it's also ecologically irresponsible. Do you see how decentering men is actually good in every way? Decentering these patriarchal norms? Because we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're tiring ourselves out. We're not sure. How good of a friend are you going to be if you're gone all the time? So not only can you not make friends and be a good and be supported in a community, you're a terrible friend because you're gone all the time to go see this dude who is not coming to see you. You're not even, you're literally accounting for all the things you're going to have to do. That tells me right now that this man wouldn't do the same for you. Why are you even thinking about this? You intuitively know he would not do all this for you, even though he has all this extra time after work and you don't have money for it. You've already said it. So the fact that she's already calculated how much she's going to have to do to maintain this perfect relationship with this awesome future father. Have you even talked about kids? Do you even know where he stands on that? Do you even know where he stands on marriage? Have you talked about that? Because you're doing all this math and haven't even asked the most important questions, maybe. So if we stop believing that we have to do this by this age, and we have to do this, and he's perfect, and I don't want to be a cat lady, you'll save the planet, and you will be a better friend. And whatever you were supposed to be learning in school that you're paying all this money for, because I'm guessing you're in the U.S., which means you're probably taking out a crap ton of student loans, you're going to be paying off the rest of your life, and you'll never even own a house. Probably ever, like most of us. You'll never get that time back. You'll never get all that wear and tear on your body of sitting in a plane. You probably get COVID a bunch of times, going back and forth all the time. Who knows? Carbon footprint. You are the carbon footprint soldier of the patriarchy for a dude who doesn't even like you because you know he ain't going to do all this for you. You got to do all this for him. Imagine all the things that she would learn. Her grades would be higher. She'll still probably get A's if she's going and seeing this dude, but you know what will suffer? Her dating, or her community, her friendship life, extracurricular activities. Maybe a little activism thrown in there too. There's a lot of problems in the world, but you're too busy flying across the country to go see this loser. I'm sorry. Perfect, amazing future dad, even though don't know if he wants to be one. Anyway, I'm not sure if a relationship can survive this type of it can't. 2 to 3 years, long distance is a long time. Not saying it never works, not saying it's impossible. But if he is not that into you, which he clearly is not, because you know you're going to be doing all the traveling despite him having extra time, I promise you this dude's going to be hooking up with other people. He's just going to import some brown chicken, brown cow. I tell you, one thing about long distance relationships, you do not know what's happening in his life, and because you don't live there, and because you don't know all his friends, no one's gonna rat him out that he's got another girlfriend. You know, I'm not saying that long distance can't be honest and respectful and genuine and lead to something, but it usually doesn't. Because men who are in the same town as you, like that dude from the Ashley Madison thing, will literally hook up with every woman in your own town with all the audacity. I know it sounds like I'm coming down really hard on this theoretical dude, but I'm making a lot of assumptions based on how she is doing too much, clearly afraid of dying alone and not having things, and she's and also just like the entitlement of so many men. And if she's doing all this, I promise you, he knows that. Men do not respect women who do this. They don't. Why would they? Why would he do anything if you're going to do all this? I'm telling you, the thing that I had to learn, and most women that I know who are in healthy relationships had to learn, is to wait. Patience. Watch. Wait. See what he does instead of being like, he hasn't called yet. Maybe I should send him a text and ask him if he has any plans this weekend, instead of waiting and seeing if he makes plans with you in a reasonable amount of time. And if he doesn't make plans with you by, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, you make your own plan and you're not available. You know, like being too available, too eager, too needy, too bored is how you end up in relationships with men that suck. What I'm afraid of most, however, is that after I invest all these things in him, you already know. You already know, or you wouldn't be saying this. You know, if I invest all these things in him, because he ain't invested anything in you, clearly, eventually he'll break up with me because of the distance, or because he'll at some point meet someone who is available to him all the time. Et voila! Actually, what's going to happen is he's going to date someone who's more available to him all the time and be in a long distance with you until she demands monogamy. He is not going to wait for you because he won't even travel to you. He's not going to break up with you because of distance. He's going to break up with you because he doesn't like you. You know that because you're doing all the traveling and you aren't even saying like, I'll be going half the time. You are doing all the traveling. Like the fact that you framed it this way tells me you know he's not going to do this for you. That alone is a reason to moa. I've never heard that until today. Move on already. Because your perfect boyfriend is going to make you this. This is going to be you all the time. And you can't get that time back. That investment of money, and time that you could be spending actually studying your stuff and meeting a much better fit for you. Even though, even that, I'm like, what? You like, just don't, like, why are you, like, maybe don't date so desperately when you are in school. Them loans ain't gonna pay themselves back, babe. I mean, I'm assuming you have loans. I don't know how anyone goes to school without them anymore. Well, I know how some people do, but you know. Anyway, but that's the way it is in the U.S. My program is largely male dominated. Well, hello. What are you doing? There's like, literally, this woman knows exactly what she should do. You know. I'll easily be able to meet other guys. Perfect. Although I doubt I will like or respect anyone as much as the current boyfriend. You know, this is deprivation mindset or whatever you want to call. This is this mindset of like, I'll never meet anybody, so I might as well settle for this perfect boyfriend. He doesn't want to hang out with me because he won't come visit me. This is how we end up in abusive relationships. This is how we end up as married single moms. This is how we end up with cheaters. Look at his feet. He's dreaming. Oh my God. Oh, look at it's waving back and forth. Oh my God, this is so cute. Like, I can't stop talking because he's going to wake up. Oh, oh my God. I just want to give y'all a warning. As he's 10, as he gets older, he is getting like more and like, no. He's putting himself to bed earlier. He's like, every time he knows when I pull out the camera. Like, did you see that? The minute he was like, oh, she must be filming. And even though I was like, la, 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 la. Anyway, sorry. If you don't see him as much, it's because he is on strike. And I'm trying to respect his wishes. Anyway, this mindset of, well, I might as well because there's definitely none of all these men. Like, this kind of mindset, seriously, this is why we keep getting screwed. This fear-based mindset. It's seriously male dominant. Like, she's probably going to be in class with like 40 dudes. Like, she is going to have, we know, okay. Let me know if you are in New York City or any city that has a larger population of women than men. The men in New York know that they have an advantage. One dude I know was like, yeah, like, I have such an advantage here. Even like a loser like me can get so many women. I can match with the most beautiful women in this town because of just numbers alone. Okay? So you already are like we gotta stop thinking that like this is pick me, please choose me, please, because I just take me. No one else will want me, right? Now I'm not saying that like the choices just because there's a lot, like the goods are odd, but the odds are good, right? Anyone who's lived in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Alaska, or any of these bro towns where there's so many men, but a lot of them suck. Numbers is not necessarily a good thing, but I'm telling you, we screw ourselves with this like, well, no one else will never meet another guy, even though she already knows he won't come see her. Gosh, please learn from her. I am so torn over this. No, you're not. You wouldn't be writing into Wendy if you were really torn. You know, and you just need someone to go throw water in your face. Okay? Hello, God. God, what do you want? Okay? A little telephone, God, or, you know, Buddha, or a higher power, or creative intelligence, or whatever it is. Direct line is your intuition. Sorry, I love that little kid toy phone thing that I got for $1. It really upset him, though. I'm so sorry, Mose. Don't like. Should maintaining a relationship really be this difficult? No. Get out of your brain what they've been saying is relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. For women, life is hard. Relationships are only hard because it's kind of crazy that two people will say, sometimes in their 20s, I'm never going to fork anyone else for the rest of my life. That could be 80 years, 70, 50, nobody else. That's crazy. That's kind of hard, right? Not only that, I'm going to share money with you, even though you may be reckless and terrible at money, or, you know, just a little liar, or a gambler, you know, or an addict, or have a really expensive hobby. With all that entitlement of thinking that you should be able to whatever you want to do, and that the family's money is like the leftovers. You know, it's hard is doing all the childcare. What's hard is chasing after a man, and like it's only hard, it's only difficult because you're doing everything. If you're studying and living your best life and hanging out with all these dudes in your classes, and then he just swoops in on the weekend and takes you out and makes you feel loved and special and eats your little Kit Kat or whatever, you wouldn't think this was a difficult relationship. You wouldn't think the distance made it difficult. Only thing difficult is missing him, but you're so busy with your studies and all this other crap and homework. It's really, you know, whatever. The difficulty is you doing so much for a man who wouldn't do the same for you. No. So no, relationships should not be this difficult. Getting triggered by your partner because all of your trauma responses get every time, no matter who it is, you know, having to learn how to, deal with your nervous system and all of your vulnerability. That stuff is challenging, but that's part of growth and personal growth. When they say marriage is hard, that's because women will do all this before they even get married and do even more once they're married, because to death do us part, unless she gets sick and then he's out. Unless they have a child with a disability. Cecilia Regina, one of my mutuals, just did an amazing video on that today. All these women who've worked in the hospitals, you know, who've worked with cancer patients, and all these women who've worked with children with disability, and nannies were like, none of these men stay. Maybe I should do a whole video on that. But so many men abandon the entire family because they see a child with a disability as a reflection of their bad genes or some crap. Or if not that, eugenics-like thinking, which in and of itself is so messed up and has to be like unlearned. But a lot of times it's down to laziness and image. I don't want to deal with this. I want to do all the extra money. I don't want to do all the extra time. I don't want to have to pay for all this. I don't want to have to do all of the thing to care for someone, and especially if they have more needs. So that's when these men leave and start a whole new family. So when they say to death do us part, in sickness and in health, honor and obey, which thank God is not in the vows for a lot of people anymore. Those vows are for her. And as soon as it gets difficult for him, a lot of times, statistics back this up. Okay, bye. it was fun, and they go and find another woman to take care of them and start a whole new family. Or, just do whatever they want until they realize they need a hospice wife, and then they start dating again when they're 60. Obviously, not all men, but women need to stop. This difficulty is you doing too much. I swear, I'm almost done, y'all. I'm not even gonna read Wendy's response because this column, they always it's really long. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here. And by the way, if you made it this far, I just want to know who actually watches most, all the whole videos. If you made it this far, go bring bring in your comments. Bring bring. It'll be a little inside joke between us because I'm convinced that people only watch 10 minutes of my videos, most. But I know some of you make it to the end because you love my little comment song. And I am going to do that from now on because I actually really enjoy it. Anyway, okay, are we better off finding more accessible significant others? Accessible or just someone who likes you? But yeah, that too. And I actually think it's funny that she used that word. He's accessible if he would get off his butt and fly to you, but he's not accessible because he's not, he doesn't care. Or am I just being Am I being selfish? This right here, okay? I don't think women even understand what selfish means, because everything that we think is selfish is actually usually taking care of ourselves. And everything that we think is loving is sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. You know what's selfish is to call your best friend back home and complain about this dude every day for 3 years and how he won't come to you, and you wonder if he's seeing anybody, and you do all this time and you're not even listening to her, because that's what you're going to be. You're going to be a selfish, obsessed, mind-forked woman. And then, it's also selfish when you fall asleep in class because you've been jet-lagging, you're traveling, jet-setting all over the place to go see a dude who doesn't like you and wouldn't do it for you. It's selfish is to have already planned babies and a whole family with a dude who is not going to like you or your child because he doesn't even like you now. And you're going to have a kid who has serious abandonment issues because why does dad leave us? Or why does dad ignore me? So anytime we're am I being selfish? I have reframed this as, and Anthony, any of you who are new here, that's my husband. He knows how my mind works, and he knows that I will talk, I can, if I'm spiraling into my codependent crap, it is still not my default to be what do I want? How do I feel? What do I need? And then he can see instantly when I'm overthinking, he goes, center yourself. What do you want? What do you need? How do you feel? Forget about me. Forget about them. Whoever that is, the voice of your bad daughter, you're a bad da-da-da. Because I've literally, almost flew across the ocean to go visit my family at a very inconvenient time. It was too expensive. It was a bad timing for literally everybody, but because I thought I was being a bad daughter, bad sister, bad aunt, and I needed to go. It'd been, all these rules I made up in my head, and I'm selfish if I don't go. But then when I actually asked my family members, they're like, that doesn't make sense for you to come home right now. It's okay. I love you, and we will see you as soon as you are in a better place to come home. I was like, oh, okay. So a lot of times selfish is us doing too much and assuming we have to do too much. And then we end up screwing over other people because we're doing too much. And we never even asked yourself, what do I need? What is best for me and me as a member of this community, or me and this entire family, instead of being, hey, happy people pleaser perfect, because she is bitter and is angry. Because you're going to learn what selfish really means when you get in a relationship with a dude who doesn't like you. Then you're going to know real quick what selfish means. Somebody who watches you work so hard and just sits back and relaxes and watches TV and plays video games and just lets you keep working and doesn't feel bad, then you're going to really know what selfish means. And this ain't it. Am I just being selfish because I feel like I will be investing the most in making this relationship work? Why are you writing in here? You already know. You already know. You just said it. Investing the most in making this relationship work without any idea of what the future holds. You know why you don't have any idea? I'm sorry, I am like reading so much into this. She doesn't have any idea because this man clearly hasn't talked to her about it. Has he even asked you? Has he even said he wants to do a long distance? Like, at this point, I'm convinced they haven't even talked about this. And she's ready to do all this. And I like, what did he say he wants to do long distance? Or are you literally doing all this sacrificing theoretically? We've only been dating 8 months. Yeah. Too early to discuss marriage. Oh, see, you haven't talked about anything. Too early to discuss marriage or life 3 years down the road. You can't even talk to him about it. But you know why? You're afraid. You probably are afraid to talk to him about it because you already get the sense that he would never fly to you. Or you wouldn't have written in the window. Ironically enough, he encouraged me to attend this program because it's top in my field. Did he encourage you to attend that program because it's out of state? I don't know. Like, y'all, I believe in love, but I do not believe in delusion. Delusion will get you in a world run by men. Delusion will get you dating a homosexual, a narcissist, an abuser, or just somebody who just doesn't like you. So maybe he really wants what's best for you. Like I said in the beginning, what's best for you, even though it's inconvenient. Maybe, like a lot of men, he's too much of a coward to actually break up with you. And he's like, yeah, you should totally do that program. 8 hours away plus 2 hours waiting at the airport plus an hour in the car line and plus an hour of parking, because there's no way she's actually going to come visit me. Oh, buddy, you don't know her. She's coming. Do you know how many women I know who have, like, men will not break up with you because they want to look like the bad guy and they don't want to make a woman cry or be mad. So they will just show you through their actions that they don't fucking like you. And we're like, maybe, okay, I can afford this much you got. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So many men will not break up with you. A, because they don't want to deal with your feeling. And B, why would they until they have someone new? They can keep forking you and getting you to come visit them and burn time for the weekend, and then you fly back and then they keep going on dates, you know? So we know men literally admit on Twitter and online and on all these videos, they literally say how much they hate their girlfriends and their wives, and we finally are listening. I don't want to turn around and punish him for being a good guy. Oh! You're not punishing him, I promise. He's like, God, will this bitch get a hint? First, I don't ever talk to her. I encourage her to do what's best for her, like hang out with her little friends every weekend so I can go do what I want. And then I literally convinced her to go out as 10 hours away. He's not, and he looks like a good guy to you, and you punishing him. Oh, LDR anxiety. Long distance relationship anxiety. You know why you have anxiety? I'm not saying that that anxiety does not come up sometimes. I'm not saying that you can't be anxiously attached and but you know what? You know, usually, because as somebody who used to have so much anxiety, you know what made me anxious? Dating a dude doesn't like me. Breadcrumb guy, boy, was I anxious. Check my phone. No. Has he texted yet? No. I wonder what he's doing. Let me go on WhatsApp and see if he's been on, when the last time, y'all, the things we do to stalk these dudes, to see like, oh, they just haven't been online. Like, that'll create anxiety because a man who likes you will not make you sit here twiddling your thumbs waiting for him because he doesn't want you dating someone else. A lot of times anxiety comes from not getting the assurance that you are entitled to when you are in a couple. Does that mean this person should be making you feel better all the time because of your own stuff? Absolutely not. That's not fair. Which is why you gotta have a friend who, again, connects you with your intuition calling, right? Instead of your, abandonment issues, trauma response, nervous system, blah, blah. You won't have anxiety nearly as bad with someone you can talk about this stuff with, because you hadn't talked about anything. It sounds like, has he even said I love you? I'm pretty sure you would have mentioned that if he had. He definitely hasn't mentioned marriage. You don't even know if he wants to have kids. And you're doing all this and already worrying about it when you don't even know if he wants a long distance relationship. See, et voila, this is what we do. We're doing too much. All this time and energy, all this spinning of stories, all that creative energy. Imagine what she would have produced if she had written a fiction story for art rather than a fiction story for a dude who just doesn't like her. I'm telling you, we're great storytellers. It's a waste of energy. Besides all the other reason that I give on a regular basis for decentering men and decentering romantic love and decentering the patriarchal ideas that we think we're supposed to do, all the things I've already mentioned, if nothing else, your creativity. You can paint and sing and dance and write and write a book with all of the creative energy that woman just wasted spiraling and planning and trying and literally problem solving something that she probably won't even need to do because the dude's probably going to break up with her or not and make her break up with him. We lose so much creativity because men are time wasters. They waste their own time and they waste our time. So if for no other reason, if you've always wanted to take a writing class or sing, learn guitar and watch YouTube and learn the reason why you may not have time besides capitalism and housing crisis and having to work too much is because men are taking up a lot of it. If you date men and, or if you are just really romantic partnership centered, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, maybe take some time off and just take a dance class or write every day or read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron or something, because all that energy that she's investing in him, that return on that investment ain't gonna be good. So let me know what your thoughts are. Please comment, share, make sure you're subscribed if you like my stuff, and hit notifications so that you actually see my stuff. Even that won't work, which is another reason. Even if you can't afford the Patreon, if you at least join, you'll be notified every time I post or I share free stuff over there. So, it's fun. Oh my God, he's snoring. He's like, are you done yet? And stay tuned because I'm having a live on June 23rd at 9 p.m. France time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Do the math on the other. And we are going to be talking about how to build community, how to parent. My guest is Leslie. I'm going to tell you more about her soon. And I have learned so much from her, and I can't wait to talk to her. And she's going to share so much cool stuff. So set your calendars. More info coming soon. But you got to be in Patreon to do that, a certain level. And then I have a best-selling author about cults in July. And then another person who just reached out, who I can't share it with it yet, but I got lives lined up and I can't wait. I love collaboration. So please go over there just to stay up to date. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my work, especially during the summer when my views are way down, engagement weighs down, and me and all my mutuals are really like, oh, right, it's summer. So any help to engagement always helps with the algorithm stuff. And thank you for your time and being here and this beautiful community we're creating. Et voila! Et voila! Hey! Look at you. You reached the comment song. Good for you. That's commitment. Oh shit, I dropped the phone. That's commitment. I'm giving you some time to write a lovely comment. Or just say, hey, I heard the song. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's late. Bye.